Welcome everyone, and I am calling to order this special meeting. Oh, I'm going to have to turn off my sound here. Sorry, just trying out new technology here. Welcome to the special meeting of council for Tuesday, November 19th, 2024, and I call the meeting to order. We have an interesting thing today. We have a small special meeting, and then we have the committee of the whole, and we do a land acknowledgement typically at the beginning of all of our meetings. And it might be tempting to just go, well, we're going to do one later, but then it becomes all of a sudden like just checking the box. When I think it's really important when we're conducting formal business on this land, we should be acknowledging the land. And so in the spirit of truth and reconciliation, I acknowledge that we are gathered in the heart of Treaty 7 territory of Southern Alberta. This land is home to the Blackfoot Confederacy, consisting of the Siksika, Kainai, and Piikani First Nations, also the Tsuut'ina First Nation, and our most adjacent Indigenous neighbors, the Stoney Nakoda, comprised of the Bearspaw, Goodstoney, and Chiniki First Nations. Further, we are located within the Rocky View Métis District within the Battle River Territory, District 4. And now I'll look to the agenda. We just have one item, and I don't think anything's changed. So I will move that we approve the agenda for November 19th, 2024 special meeting of council as circulated. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Now we'll move to our only item of business, G1. Ms. Rogers.
Thank you. I am presenting a small amendment that we're recommending to the Division of Class 1 Property Bylaw. As we had committed to council and all along in this process, we had identified that as there were opportunities for clarity or opportunities to continue to make the process easier and more simple for property owners, we would make those updates live. And so we, as you know, went live on October 31st. Just wanting to show you a sort of small story. As of this morning, we had just over 3,700 properties who had declared. The majority of those, I'll read the numbers because sorry, they don't show up that well. Just under 3,000, 2,999 declared primary residents. 389 of the properties declared are rented to a long-term permanent resident in Canmore. And so far, we have 302 non-primary residents who have declared. Then within our exceptions that we had identified for you, we've got 8 so far that are under construction, 3 sadly where the owner of the property has passed away, 2 that the owner is in a hospital or care facility, and then 2 that are currently under property sale. So we're able to track that level of detail to continue to provide you with those updates. And the amendment that I have for you today relates to the construction category. We had identified in some discussion that construction of a property, making it inhabitable, means the property can't be lived in. And so it's not really feasible to declare a residency status on a property that no one can live in. The wording we had originally within the bylaw spoke only to the situation where the property owner is developing that property for construction. And the nuance that we missed was when we have developers who are constructing properties. They aren't yet able to determine how they're going to sell a property. Is it going to be for a primary resident or a non-primary resident? And so we wanted to add this update in the spirit of the vacant service land discussion that we had at your last council meeting to classify those properties that are under construction owned by a developer inhabitable at this point due to their status of construction as the primary resident subclass, so at the lower property tax rate. And so the amendment that we have before you today adds this section 5C, the wording of which is the property was newly constructed, pardon me, or is under construction in the previous tax year. The property is owned by the builder or developer which constructed it, and the builder is marketing the property for sale as of December 31st of the previous taxation year. or will market the property for sale once that construction is complete. So it was just to try to clarify the nuance between an owner construction and a developer or builder construction. And that was it.
Great, thank you very much, Ms. Rogers. And I'll look to other members of council to see if there are any questions. Seeing none, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to move that council give first reading to Division of Class 1 Property Bylaw Amendment 2024-33, Primary Subclass Qualification. Looking to see if anybody would like to speak to that motion. Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. I'll now move the council give second reading to Division of Class 1 Property Bylaw Amendment 2024-33, Primary Subclass Qualification. Would anybody like to speak to that motion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. I'll now move the council give leave to go to third reading of Division of Class 1 Property Bylaw Amendment 2024-33, Primary Subclass Qualification. Call the question. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. And I'll move the council give third reading to Division of Class 1 Property Bylaw Amendment 2024-33, Primary Subclass Qualification. And in speaking to the motion, I'll just express my appreciation to Ms. Rogers and her team for catching this nuance and clearing that up for us so that those who are building these homes can have that certainty. Would anybody else like to speak to the motion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. And with that then, that's our only agenda item, so I will move that we adjourn. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Great.